Hello, everyone. It is Friday, the 25th of July, 2025, and I'm going to be showing a really interesting video. This is more to have a record of videos because even with Candace Owens and her Brigitte series, like who knows how long it's going to stay up on her YouTube page, right? So the more people that can save it for platforms like Rumble or BitChute or Rockfin, the better it is again for these records. But this video was so interesting to me, and I would love to get your thoughts on it. This was posted a few days ago. I linked the original video, so I highly recommend you take a look at Dave Weiss's channels, including this one, DITRH, and then he has Flat Earth interviews. Anyways, great channels. And so anyways, here you go.
Welcome, everybody. Today, we have Geocentric Earth from TikTok and Angels of Light from TikTok. I was on Angels Live a couple days ago, and Geocentric found something very interesting. And the question was, what are the odds that a flat earther is going to find what is it? It's a part from a balloon satellite, or what do you want to call it?
Yeah, it's a small device that this right here has a strap. It has a what do you call this again?
A zip tie.
It has a zip tie. My bad. It has a zip tie that holds this little stick right here, and this little stick right here is tied to the rope that goes to the balloon. I have the picture with the rope that is tied to the balloon. It's kind of the mouth of the balloon. You can see how thick and dense the balloon is. And
it wasn't the whole balloon; it was a piece of the balloon.
It was a piece. Yeah. I guess it got broken off and it drifted off for 50 miles or whatever. Because this is never gonna sink. It's styrofoam.
Right. Okay.
It's never gonna sink, so it's gonna drift forever. So it landed in Aruba.
So you're in Aruba.
Yes.
Okay. And how long do you think it was in the water? How long was it floating? I know you said there was some corrosion on it. Or
it was heavily corroded, yeah. I have the pictures. Before I cleaned it, I made sure I took a picture of that, and I have pictures after I cleaned it. You can see that the batteries is heavily corroded. Even the tips of the battery is completely gone, totally corroded. Some of the batteries was the one that is mostly corroded. What is on the board itself, I'll show it in the photo in a bit. Can I share it?
Yeah, let's share that. And then we'll talk about what this actually means, which is amazing.
Yeah. Do you guys see that?
Yeah. What are we looking at?
Yeah. So this. Can you see my mouse?
Yep.
Okay. So this looks weird, but this is in my opinion, you see that right here. This is where the big balloon is at, and this is the mouthpiece of the balloon. I'm talking about where if you're blowing it, that's the longer area.
Okay.
And it's tied to this rope right here that was tied to this device right here. Funny enough, we were doing cave hunting, and we were walking by the beach, and I found this. And it says that it's a NOAA weather balloon, and it reads. Let me go next right here on the photo. Yeah, I upscaled it a little bit with AI, so it's. I guess it did it by itself, but you can read it here itself.
Harmless weather instrument. That's interesting.
Yeah, harmless weather instrument right here. That's the real text right there. The other one is a little bit upscaled, so I guess it's mirrored my image, but it's
no, I can see it. It's not mirrored for us.
Yeah. Okay, this is Radio Sunday, a balloon.
I've said this in earlier videos when I've talked about NOAA, and I've shared their links, but it's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
Biome instrument used by NOAA, National Weather Services, to obtain data aloft for weather forecasts and research. It is not dangerous. Please do not return to Radio Sunday to the NWS to recycle or dispose properly.
Okay.
Yeah. So it has the website of the government on it, NOAA, weather.gov on the side, and here at the back. It has a tracker. This right here is a tracking number. Okay.
Okay.
It has USB port. It has temperature sensor. It's very tiny. You don't see it barely. It has a temperature sensor. And
You want me
it
to stop
has.
share? Are you going to share? Want me to stop sharing so we can see your window bigger?
Oh my bad.
I got it. I stopped.
Yeah.
Now we're good.
Sorry. So on the side, it shows this harmless weather instrument. The other side shows this.
Okay.
Hold their zip tie. On the back, it has. I guess you got to edit it out. On the back, it has a tracking code.
Okay.
And here there is kind of a diagnostics that comes from the board that's on the inside. It has a light, and it has a tape covering it. Error, okay, and on. I'm guessing if it's error, it's blinking red, and if it's okay, it's blinking green or something like that. It has a USB port. I think this was connected to a solar panel, and this is the temperature sensor right here. A small little thing right here. That's the temperature sensor, and here there is a button. And when I open it up, you're gonna see it all. So here we go. Here is the board after it was cleaned up. I have the batteries. It's on another desk. I can grab it, but I don't think that's important. It has 2 chips on it, main chips. Hopefully it focuses. I don't think it's gonna focus. I have photos of it. I'll show it in a bit, but I'm just gonna show this real quick. It has the antenna, and it has a crystal. So it's like the decoder, encoder. So whatever is talking to it knows which one it is, because there's multiple of this at certain areas.
What is the
So this-
crystal? What is the purpose of the crystal?
You remember the old satellite dishes that you
Yeah.
had back in the days? I'm talking about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, the technician would always come after like 6 months or a year to change out a crystal. You never heard of this? So that's kind of like the encoder or the decoder of the transmission. So people that subscribe to like certain services on satellite dish back in the days, they swap out that. They not swap out. They change the encoding transmission of the crystal, or they swap out your crystal, and then you get service. They can remove your crystals encoder, your crystals. I guess the shape of it or whatever determines what
Okay. Interesting.
number you have. Yeah. Well, you'll get it, because even the chip right here talks about the crystal. Because this chip right here, I'll show it. Can I share the photo back again?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Right. So that's a clearer photo without upscaling. That's the batteries and how it was completely corroded. That's when I opened it, when it was completely corroded. Right there. That's the whole thing. That's after I cleaned it up. And right here, I broke down and I kind of deciphered this chip right here, which is very interesting. Right here. M8C 010 U blocks max M8C 010. That's the right here. It's a crystal, and this is the antenna. And in my opinion, I'm not sure. This is just all new information for me right here, and I'm just getting it from the internet. So I do know that there's a thing with crystals, because that's old stuff. They used to swap out your dish receiver for a new crystal in order for you to get your service. If you don't swap it out, you the one that you had is obsolete. They kind of remove it from the system, so you don't have cable anymore. Anyways, I don't want to get too technical. Let me open the documents. So here's where it got very interesting. I'm sorry about my dogs. I hope you don't hear them.
It's okay. Don't worry.
Do you hear them? Do you hear them howl?
A little bit.
That's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So this is the chip right here. That's the chip right there. Max M8 U blocks. Small GNSS modules. Interestingly enough, GLONASS, which is these systems right here that the chip connects to. So it uses GPS, not global but ground. Galileo, GLONASS, and Beidou. Beidou is a Chinese satellite system, and GLONASS is a Russian satellite system. And from what I understood is that this this is the chip right here. It uses geofencing. Pretty sure, Dave, you know what geofencing means. It's anti-spoofing, so it's against like some kind of like hacking that they could do to the satellites. And I broke all of these down right here. This one right here. And this, let me open the other document. This one. Yeah, so this is the explanation for the GLONASS system.
Expand it like you did the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yep, beautiful.
That's better. That's good.
So GLONASS, right? I guess I gotta open the website also. GLONASS, just as a brief explanation, it's a see right here, initiated by the Soviet Union in the 1970s, fully operational in 1997. All of these weather balloons, whether it be in Europe or in America, they're connecting to the supposed Russian satellite system, which absolutely makes no sense. I don't believe any of that personally. This is why I'm going to show you, and this is the crucial.
So right now, so what you said, we basically have a weather thing on the weather balloon. We know that they launch about 1,000 twice a day from all around the Earth, and the official story is that they connect with GPS satellites, and that's how they keep track of all their positions. So that's
official story.
That's the official story where we are right now.
Yeah.
But you seem to have found something else.
Yes. So right here, these are all the balloons. So this is one that we found. Mind you, this is an organization that works with NOAA, and this is the balloons that we found from Radio Sonde. So the organization is called Radio Sonde, and I even have video. I've saw like a whole hour clip of the developer itself from this board, and explaining to his users, mainly people that use simple radio communication, like a trucker. They have that antenna, and they have the device, they have the CB radio, and it connects to that. And how do I know it connects to that? Well, here is where I think mines came from, because this is Aruba right here. Okay, this is Curacao right here, and Aruba doesn't launch them, but Curacao does. And it perfectly aligns because it washed up on the shore where we were at, which is right here. Okay, so that's how it got to us, in my opinion. This is one that they launched. Okay, and you can see that most of them are being launched from the airport itself. And here is my problem. So there is antennas. There's only 2 antennas on Curacao right here that is tracking it, in my opinion. And you can see the antenna's specification on this green dots right here. Okay, so when I click on the one that is actually tracking it, hold on a second.
Now, by the way, this website you got off of the chip?
Yeah, because it says. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, can you see my camera?
Yeah,
right?
we
left
can.
side?
Yep.
Yeah. So when you see when you go back and see my video, it says Radio Sonde. Radio Sonde.
And the GLONASS systems that you linked it to, they're depicting them as satellites that are orbiting in space. And I actually looked at a video myself, and they claim that these satellites are 19,000 kilometers away. But I challenge you to click on every single one of those, and you won't find one more than like 40 kilometers.
Yeah, they're all
40 kilometers versus 19,000, not 40.
Exactly.
Crazy.
19,000. But the thing is, they depict them as those typical satellites with the solar panels floating around in space, but they're on balloons.
Exactly. Well, if you check this out right here, you see that once you click on the balloon, you see this antenna right here is what's tracking it. And you don't see it on the website, but when I went to the developer of this board right here, he talks about how one of these balloons can connect up to 10, 15, 20. I'm not sure about the 20 or 15, but he said 10, and he showed it in his presentation. Simultaneously one time. So by connecting to all these ground antennas that are specifically like they are also they're listed right here. So this is showing that the antenna is a disc cone. Disc cone. This right here shows that it's a vertical 30 feet, I guess, ASL. I'm not sure about that. But these are local antennas. If you take these numbers and plot it into Google Images, you'll see the antenna itself. It shows you the antenna, like what kind of antenna it is. Of course, it's not going to be exactly the same, but they're local ground antennas. And this is the antenna that is tracking this balloon right here. So I opened the U-Blocks chip and I went through, I heard the whole guy's 1 hour interview, and he talks about how many statistics this device collects. So it collects temperature, it collects barometric pressure, it collects altitude, it collects all this stuff. And he has a nice interface that interacts with these devices right here. And he talks about everything, like for a good 1 hour, and he glosses over a little chart that shows it connected to 10 satellite and doesn't explain anything about it. But this U-Block system right here has a processing system and has an operating system, and it's, in my opinion, it's processing and connecting and disconnecting to these local antennas.
Yeah,
that they
I don't
have
even
right
want to
there.
interrupt. This is so freaking interesting to me. And I'm not saying that all the connections are from balloons; they're from aircrafts as well. But
nowhere where this guy, this developer of this board right here, talks about it connecting to the satellites at all.
Now, how high are these satellites? I mean,
90,000 feet.
No, these 90,000 feet. So, if you think about the flat Earth, and you got balloons at 90,000 feet, being triangulated by ground antennas, you got decent angles coming that can be measured.
Yep.
If it was being tracked from above, from how far did you say, Angels?
They claim it was 19,000 kilometers.
19,000 miles or kilometers. The angles difference would be so minuscule. The lines would almost be parallel. I mean, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
Right.
The lines would be coming in almost parallel, if you will.
You see this one right here? It shows that it's connecting to two. So these antennas are constantly pinging the balloon, right? They're pinging. They're constantly pinging. So they're doing that triangulation thing constantly. So of course they're gonna find out where these balloons are going at with local antennas.
Now, is this real time?
That's my whole point. This is real time. Yeah.
This is real time. So as it moves, it's gonna keep.
Yeah, it is updating. It is updating. So it's 35,000 meters. That's about like 90,000 feet. So it shows the battery voltage. It shows the frequency. So this frequency right here, if I'm not mistaken, don't correct me if I'm wrong, people in the chat later on. This is what the crystal is all about. How it connects to the balloon, the frequency right here. And GNSS SVS, I'm not sure. I guess they're saying here how many satellites is connected to, 21.
GLONASS something.
Yeah, but I don't believe any of that. As you can see, this satellite is this balloon is constantly look at it. It's going to the left. It's connecting to a left one. It's connecting to a right one. It's connecting to here. It's connecting. So it's constantly tracking, doing the triangulation thing. So it's finding its position locally.
100%.
Where's the need of the satellites of that if it's doing it already locally?
Let me ask you a question. Is this the same system that they talk about? They whether it's NASA, NOAA, admits that every day from locations all across the Earth, I think it's close to 1,950 locations, they launch a balloon at the exact same time every 12 hours.
I guess.
And then they say it's to monitor the weather. Hey, great. This sounds like it's part of that system, but they claim that they're being tracked by satellites.
Yeah.
You're proving here that they're being tracked by ground positions.
Yep. Like
if you were to, I just Googled GLONASS satellites, and if you go to the images, it's all these satellites that look like the typical space ones that orbit the Earth, but they don't depict them on the balloons. They're all these imaginary second law of thermodynamics violation balloons, satellites. But they're all on balloons. So
yeah, Dave, you've been around the block for about 15 years, 20 years. You know what I'm talking about, man. Back in the days where we would see those satellite images. It's all fake. we've never we've never used to have a real video of a satellite in space. I mean, we know all that. All of that is bonkers bullshit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, let me just say this real quick. Right here, it's showing you how it's connected, and it's continuously swapping out the connection. So it's continuously doing that locating thing. So it's
just like a cell phone does when you're driving down
yes,
the road. It's constantly connecting to new to closer towers.
And you can see here, right here, the satellites that it has connected to in the past 20.
What is the name of this website so people can check it out?
It's right here, sondayhub.org.
Okay.
So this is one that we found. You know what I mean? All the way to Aruba. Tiny little island, you know? There's probably another organization that tracks another 1,000 satellites, or these, not satellites, these satelloons. And, you know, we just didn't find that yet. You know, just like when we found that website, that's the submarinecable-maps.com, you know, we found that. You know, but what else is out there?
Yeah, there could be hundreds of these companies with all their own balloons and doing different things, but they depict them as satellites that are in a second law of thermodynamics violation, just floating around in space, but they're not.
What do you mean by a second law of thermodynamics violation? You mean that a balloon or a satellite can't go into a space vacuum that's adjacent to a high pressure atmosphere and fall continuously around a corkscrewing planet and maintain its position and have its own power source and be able to transmit 19,000 kilometers?
Yeah, and I mean, they even claim, they even claim they're in the thermosphere. They're in the thermosphere that is thousands of degrees.
Yeah, but you don't understand that in the thermosphere, there's very little particles, so it's thousands of degrees. It's really cold.
Yeah, exactly. But radiation doesn't need a medium to transfer heat, but still, let's not go there.
Yeah.
So this is what I did. I simply took this antenna name, 1/4 wave monopole, and I put it in, and this is it. So these are omnidirectional antennas. They're not directional, so they could receive connection 360 degrees around them, and they could be there could be. I think I've. You see right here, these are basic like CB radio antennas, maybe a little bit more advanced than just the basic CB radio communication, but they're using people's antennas to track these satellites because they call it an open source project. Anyone can log into it and anyone can track these weather balloons, and they're also using it as the locator for these balloons, and that's how they're gaining traction with this, and that's how they can track them. In my opinion, you can clearly see that it's doing the whole triangulation thing live in front of your faces. They're doing the triangulation thing right here. Look at that. So it should.
Gio, why don't you click on some of the balloons and show us the heights?
Oh, right here. It's right here.
Yeah, so that one's 35 kilometers away, but I mean, you won't find one that's much higher than that.
Yeah. So all of these are satellites. I can click on the next one. I can click on they're
satelloons. They're satelloons. Are they claiming they're satellites on this website?
No, satelloons.
No, they're claiming they're the balloons. Okay.
Yeah, I mean they have the balloon icon.
And the heights are all in the teens of kilometers.
Yeah, I think they even determine when it pops.
Yeah, show the legend, Gio. Show the legend. Remember the legend?
Oh, you know where that was at. You got to help
top
me out
right.
with it.
Top right. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's the link.
That's the link?
Yeah, scroll down and it even shows like ascending, descending, pop. Yeah, all that.
Receiver,
right there,
receiver, launch site. Oh, the icons are missing on the website.
I think it hasn't fully loaded yet, but yeah, I can show it if you need to, but yes.
Yeah, go ahead. I guess it's not loading up for me.
Go ahead. You start sharing, Angels.
Oh, there you go. That works for you. You see that right there on the top right bottom? Predicted burst location. So that's when the balloon has actually popped.
So interesting.
So they even know when the balloon pops. So obviously the balloon they pop constantly. They're 4 times higher than an airplane. How are these not like getting stuck into like an airplane's an engine or something like that? I guess. Well, I guess the flight plans, the location of these satelloons where they're traveling are not on airplane routes, something like that.
You know,
I
have a couple major airline pilots that are totally flat, and I won't say the name of the major American airline that this guy was on. He said he was flying with his co-pilot, who's not a flat earther. He's a flat earther. He knows it all, and they got a message from the control tower, or whatever, saying, "Hey, there's 2 NASA balloons descending through your area that don't have transponders. You know, be on the lookout." Right now, the co-pilot, he's like, "All right, yeah, balloon." Right? This guy, like, wait, NASA balloons? Like, there could be 8,000 pounds of cargo on there, and he literally like put on the seatbelt sign, told everybody to, you know, like we might be experiencing some turbulence or whatever, and never ended up seeing anything. But this stuff does pass through airspace.
Yeah,
And,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, this obviously has to be weighted somehow.
Yeah.
Because this is the size of my hand. Like this is probably made in China with $2 or $1. This is the cheapest thing I've ever seen. But this is my hand size. This is nothing.
What is the duration of these balloons on that website? What does it say the duration? You know, because it has the pop.
I didn't go that far.
Did anyone figure out how long they last? I mean, maybe they're only 24 hours. Some of these, you know.
Oh.
Or maybe they're weeks or months.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not sure if that information's there, but definitely shows that, yeah,
It's
they
got
even
to
have
show
chase
the
car
launch date.
icon.
It's got to show like the launch date, and then the pop location. It doesn't have any dates.
I think you might be right on that, Dave, because they don't travel far.
Yeah, I mean, because yours from Curacao to where you are, that's not up there for days. That's up there for hours, you know, or a day.
That's 50 miles only.
Yeah,
the
50 miles. So,
yeah,
you know, if you factor in the spin of the Earth, it should go 3,000 miles if it's up there for a couple hours.
Oh, here we go. Burst timer, 8 hours and 14 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's only up for a matter of hours, which makes sense. You know, small battery, you don't need a solar panel. It only has to work for 8 hours.
Why do all of this if you have satellites?
If you have satellites.
Yeah.
Why do all of that if you have satellites? Well, I would just want to show this one last thing.
Well, the satellites are out of the atmosphere, and they're measuring the atmosphere weather, so they need something in there. There's your steel man for that.
Did you share this? Is it?
Make it a little bigger.
Okay.
There you go. Beautiful.
That's better. Yeah, that's better.
So the developer, this guy right here, I'm not showing his face, Mark VQ5QI. These are packets that are being transferred to the antennas locally, and it's transferred to the website interface that they have. Look at how much data this small little thing collects. Humidity, external temperature, pressure, temperature of the device, I guess, the latitude, the longitude, the altitude, the hours, the minute, the latitude, frame number, payload ID. So the payload is these packets, these data packets that are constantly being transferred to collect like statistics and stuff like that. I just wanted to show that, just show how this tiny little thing.
Yeah.
Not that ginormous satellite, that big thing that you see that NASA is making.
Yeah, but those things go up for months or, you know, a year. Some of those.
Right.
This is so I'm going to assume this is part of the, you know, the daily launch every 12 hours, and they're collecting weather data. Okay, that's legit. Globe Earth, flat Earth, doesn't matter. That's legit information. What we've discovered here, though, is they ain't using satellites. It's all based.
They claim to be.
Yeah, they claim to be using satellites. You know, Glober's like, you know, all of this stuff is tracked from space. How do you think they do it? We're like, the ground. And they're like, no, why would they have satellites? This is proving that it's all ground-based.
Right.
Exactly.
So this is its interface.
There are signals being bounced off aircrafts.
So this is how much data these little things are connecting. And these are right here. These are the local antennas that it connects to, that it transfers the data to.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Anyways,
amazing. I think we've covered it. Anybody that's listening, go to that website, dig through it, see what you can find. Leave a comment in the comments here. Reach out to any of us. Angels of Light on TikTok is live most mornings here in the USA, evenings in Australia, and Geocentric is on there all the time. Also, check it out on my app. Everybody, if you go to the star button, if you're new to TikTok, which lots of people on the app are new or not even on TikTok, get a TikTok account. Go there, click on every single one of these, and subscribe. Then go to your feed, and it's going to be filled with amazing content.
I haven't done
right. If you just subscribe to all of these, and we have Geocentric right here.
Yeah,
Angels is a little farther down the list because he's been on here for a while. Whoops. And that's it. There you are. Angels of Light right there. Bam.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
should I just quickly? I'm going to quickly share my screen just to show what they claim it looks like, these GLONASS satellites. Okay, because
that's
see my
good.
screen.
Definitely. Yeah. It's
this
loading.
is what
it's loading right now. Hold on. There you go.
Yeah, this is what they claim they are. So I mean, this is obviously not what we found.
Well, Angels, think of this.
We didn't find cartoons.
We're gonna find Bugs Bunny or Mickey Mouse somewhere on this. Angel, the day that you've developed that video and you put it on TikTok, a lot of people, they're always commenting shit on it, and some people say that, well, how is it connecting to GLONASS? GLONASS is a Russian satellite system. You should be asking yourself that question. Why are all these satellites operating under GLONASS on America, on Europe, and on all of that? Ask yourself that question, because it makes absolutely zero sense.
Do you think that they tell us that because that way we have no way of verifying it? Like if they say it's connecting to American satellites, people say, like, what satellite? Which one? Where's the system? Where's the headquarters? Russia, well, we have no access to it. You think in Russia they say they connect to American satellites?
Yeah.
Oh, that
I think,
maybe.
Exactly.
Maybe. Or
I think that's what they're doing. Yeah.
Or it's a psychological thing, like, oh, ew, Russia. I don't want to inform myself on that. That typical like pride person.
We fight here on Earth, but in space we're all friends, hanging out on the space station, making pizza and tacos.
Antarctica, we're all
drinking
friends.
each other's pee. It's crazy.
Breaking out the gorilla suits.
Yeah, we're just having some fun, right? So
playing guitar.
All right. I'm really, I haven't watched it yet, but Mind Shock, Bruce McGuire, he just did a podcast 19 hours ago, Austin Witsit versus Jaron Flat Earth Debate. And let's see, Illogical Analysis Part 1. He doesn't go through the whole thing, but I'm really excited to watch that to see what he has to say. Before I leave for the day, because I have someone looking to check our windows and possibly replace them. So I wanted to unpack further some theories regarding magnetism, electricity, and dielectricity, just regarding my conversations from Grok, because until we're able to discuss this in in academia, then I think it's going to be lost on a lot of people. So anyways, including myself. So I've gone into so many different things here, but I want to get into this part, like tying it all together scientifically on a possible flat Earth. Magnetism, electricity, and dielectricity are separate in the ether, interacting for balance. Okay, I'm okay with that. Magnetism, largest expansive polarity, push-pull via poles, repels likes, attracts opposites. And we're talking about poles like from like magnets and stuff like that, where you can polarize magnetism. Anyway, so when Grok is saying sun's core, for me, I'm looking at Rupus Nigerus, or the Black Mountain, this magnetic mountain that's possibly at the center, and not an actual physical core. So plasmoid of ionized gases, That's for the sun. Okay, so magnetic fields we measure 1 to 2 Gauss on Earth, generates centrifugal forces through ether, winds, currents, strengthened by alignment. Example, neodymium magnets, stack for 1.4. I don't know why they're saying that. Separate, works alone in lodestones. On plane, toroidal fields, ionized helium, hydrogen, looping center to rim, the toroidal fields. It's largely made up of these ionized gases. Power sun circuit. I don't know about that, but I do know that, again, it contains this environment. So sun moves faster as magnetic push propels it. Earth fixed by density. Sure. Electricity, flow force, conduction from magnetism, dielectricity, amperes, generated by their union, flows in ether, lightning as discharge as an example. Separate, batteries work without magnets, strengthened by coils. Tesla, my goodness, I can't speak properly here and I don't have any coffee on me. Strengthened by coils. Tesla's ether waves. On plane, linear currents from sun-moon interplay, power tech storms, whatever. Not entirely in agreement with that. Sun speeds creates varying electric potentials without dragging Earth. There are jet streams that are above us within the ether, where aircrafts like to travel through, because again, there's like pretty much no resistance, and you're getting this effect of like you can go significantly faster in these jet streams, just like currents in water. If you get a good current and you're actually traveling in that direction, it's way more efficient and faster. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, sure. So dielectricity, contractile tension, pull together, coulombs, ether, polarization, storage, insulator. So let's see if they talk about that. Moon's core force. I don't know why Grok sometimes brings in old conversations and try to put it in like the conversations regarding magnetism, dielectricity, and electricity. But anyway, because even before when I was talking, I gave a specific question asking about the sun, just based on the fact that when it's traveling the Tropic of Capricorn, 23.4 degrees south latitude of the equatorial ring, people are trying to allege like, oh, it's the tilt that gives us longer nights and colder seasons. But this is also 100% applicable on the Earth that myself and countless others have described, where when the sun is on the outer ring or circuit, just like Eudoxus has explained, it's traveling at a faster speed. It's further away from the north where we're seeing the sun, and even globe earthers will tell you that the rays are they're longer, and by virtue of their inverse square law, like the light isn't as it's not heating as much, because the further you go back, or sorry, not the further you go back, but the further away you go, the less heat that's generated, but the more dispersion of light on a fixed surface, if that makes any sense, which I hope it does. And separate static charge builds alone, strengthened by capacitors, pyramid quartz as an example. On a plane, balances sun's push for tides, moon moves slower, approximately 4 degrees per day. And again, the moon also travels a circular ring path, and travels at different speeds depending on the ring circle that it's on. And the sun, when it's traveling the Tropic of Cancer, this is obviously when the sun is 23.4 degrees north latitude of the equatorial ring, and where we achieve longer days and shorter nights. Okay, refraction in mediums, air fast, water slow, sound. Okay, so light, magnetic, ether particles from sun. Again, I'm not entirely convinced of that. Void electricity, electrons, that's true. Travel straight on a plane, bending in density gradients. So when it changes medium, so refraction in mediums, air fast, water slow, sound, what it's calling dielectric waves, propagates slower in dense ether, water versus air. Toroidal fields, ionized gases looping, are magnetism dominant with electricity flowing within, dielectricity providing tension, no core, pressure increases downward. Yeah, pressure is increased the further we go, and the further down we go in the oceans as well, so check. Move on magnetic circuits. I don't know how they're moving on these circuits. It could be magnetism, just like the other wandering stars or luminaries. Okay, so anyway, so that's it for today. I've got some big videos for tomorrow. And on that note, it's Friday. I will leave it at that. And I hope that everyone has a wonderful rest of your day.